I've generated over 7 figures in this online coaching creator space. My success can be boiled down to 2 words. Those words are impact millions. The key is to add value with delivery channels that scale, and wealth will follow. I'm sure you've heard the quote by Zig Ziglar that says, you can have anything you want as long as you help enough people get what they want. The problem that a lot of people have is that their calendar is filled with calls, one-on-one calls. So every interaction they have is one-on-one, free coaching session, free consultation. I see people at the coffee shop like networking and talking about whether they could do business, and they're there for 2 hours, and it just looks like a waste of time, and I'm over there working on my next book, because instead of meeting someone for coffee and spending all that time, like just maybe helping one person, I would rather write a book that can then help thousands or millions of people while I'm sleeping, productize my knowledge, and give me more leverage. And there's nothing wrong with having these one-to-one interactions in your day. In fact, they're really unavoidable until you get to a certain size. Like this week I had probably 10, calls on my schedule, either with clients or with prospects. That's a little more than I usually have. That's a lot of one-to-one interactions, but it's just necessary for me to get clients, to support clients, to make the money I want to make. But the one thing I made sure to do every single day was build leverage, to make sure I got my LinkedIn post out, to make sure I worked on my book, or I improved my funnel, or I recorded my next YouTube video. I always make sure that I do things that have the potential to add value at scale. Sometimes my YouTube video might get 100 views. Sometimes it might get thousands of views. I never know how it's going to perform, but each one is like a lottery ticket that could take off and potentially get in front of thousands of people and help people simultaneously while I'm off playing Frisbee golf or whatever it is I want to be doing. And that's real leverage, right? You want to make sure that the value you are adding is packaged in a way that it's scalable, whether it's a free online course or a book or a YouTube channel or a podcast. You must package your wisdom in such a way that theoretically 1 million people could learn from you at one time, and it would be absolutely no work on your part. Just take a second to think about the people who you want to be like. They have the business or the brand or whatever that you aspire to have. I guarantee they have one or more of the following. They've got best-selling books. They've got huge social media audiences. They've got huge email lists. People are consuming stuff from them 24/7. I even looked at my small YouTube channel stats to see how many views does it get per day? And it's not like it gets a ton of views, but the crazy thing is if you take the average view time per video and then the average amount of views, and you look at it like on a 24-hour period, there is more than one person in the world watching one of my YouTube videos at all times of every day, 24 hours a day, because different time zones and whatnot. And then if I sell 100 copies of my book on Amazon per month, and you do the math and say, well, let's say 20% of them are going to actually read it, then there's always a couple of people that are always reading one of my books at any given moment. And all this happens while I'm doing nothing. And I'm not saying I'm some big influencer, not by any means, right? But I'm playing a winning game because I'm fueling these channels that allow me to add value at scale. This is what Zig Ziglar meant when he said, help enough people get what they want. If you can impact millions of people's lives, can you see how easy it would be for you to make millions of dollars? If the average amount of money that you make per person that you help is $1, let's say across everyone that buys your services or whatever, but you impact millions of people, then you would receive millions of dollars. So don't fall into the trap of thinking you have to be in hustle mode all the time. You'll never get out of the hamster wheel if your whole day is spent prospecting, closing, working with clients, driving around, meeting people, networking on the phone. That is just a hamster wheel. And while it's necessary for quite a while, just make sure that you see the forest for the trees, block out the first couple hours of the day, ideally, to do that deep work, building value and packaging it into books, podcasts, and YouTube videos and things that everyone can listen to at the same time. That is how you can impact millions. If you want to learn how I have made over $1 million writing books the modern way, you're going to want to check out this video. Thank you for being here. See you next time.